right. Hello, Adriana. Thank you for stopping by the Career Services office today. So, how can I help you? Why did you seek out career counseling?
So I really need to find a major. I'm not sure what I want to do. I'm taking all these general classes, but I think it's time for me to make some better decisions with about my future.
Okay, great. So, you are visiting the Career Services office on your university campus. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself? You said you're a first year student. Are you on campus full time? Kind of what's your backstory there?
Yeah. So I'm 18. I just graduated high school at the end of May. Um, I was working at a fast food restaurant um, in high school. And I always knew I wanted to go to college, but I'm here and I really don't know what I want to do next. I have some interest in the classes that I'm taking, like my entrepreneurship class, but I don't know really what it is that I want to major in. I am from Detroit, Michigan. Um, And yeah, I don't have a job yet, but I mean, I don't know if I really want to get one.
Okay.
But I'm just trying to figure out what my next steps are.
Sure. Do you live on campus?
I do,
Okay.
yes.
That's good to know. And have you been getting involved on campus at all yet this semester?
Not really. I'm still trying to figure it out. I haven't found a whole lot of what interests me really. Um, so that's another reason why I'm here to see what interests I do have to see where like what organizations I would want to get involved with.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for seeking out career counseling today. So we can go over I'll ask you some questions to see if we can kind of gauge an idea of some of your interests and where you currently are, and then we'll go through. I might have to give you some homework for the end of our conversation today so that we can get to the best method for you from here on out. So you said you're currently a business major, correct?
I am currently a business major, but some of the classes are really hard. I enjoy them, but I have to do so much studying that like I don't know like if this is the major for me, and I'm still trying to figure it out.
So why did you initially pick business?
Really, because a lot of people told me that if I majored in business, I could do almost anything after I graduate college. So I thought that maybe if I choose this, then I would be set once I'm done.
Okay. Um, so I'm gonna show you this encyclopedia of occupations that we have right here. And if you look on this page, here are some examples of what you can do with a business degree. So, do any of those look interesting to you?
So I do like working with numbers and maybe being an accountant, but I also know that one day I want to own my own business. So I think the hardest thing for me is the fact that like my economics classes are kind of hard, and I don't know if like that's for me. But I really enjoy like my entrepreneurship class, and I enjoy my other intro to business class. But it's just like that econ class makes me not even want to pursue this degree.
Okay, good to know. So we're going to explore kind of some other options for you as well. Now, what I'm going to base it off of is we're going to kind of see where your career maturity is at. So that basically just kind of means like how prepared are you to make a career decision right now? It's okay. You're 18 years old, first year. You don't need to be an expert right now. You're taking the best first step you can by reaching out to the career services office in the first place. Um, so what I'm going to start asking you now is kind of what are did you get involved in high school at all? Were there any activities that you enjoyed, any specific classes that you enjoyed in the past that helped you kind of lead you to your current situation with business?
Yeah, I was very involved in DECA in high school. So I competed in competitions. So, like doing case studies, I enjoyed doing the case studies and thinking about uh, like different marketing techniques that go into building a business. So I was very involved with that. I went to a couple state competitions and national competitions for that.
Mm-hmm.
Other things that I did in high school, I had a job working at a fast food restaurant, as well as I played sports. So I played on the volleyball team and things like that. And that's all I really enjoyed doing. Other than that,
Okay. And then what were kind of some of your future plans that you've had so far, career-wise?
future plans, I envision myself owning a business. Um, I'm not sure what type of business I really am interested in yet, but I know that I have the mindset to go into owning my own business.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's good to know as well. Um, and even though you are interested in owning your own business, you still kind of exploring other majors besides business for yourself?
Um, I looked at a couple of things. So I looked at political science, but um, I don't think political science, like that lawyer route, is really for me. It's a lot of writing when it comes to being a lawyer, I know. So I don't think that's where I want to go. I also looked into like sports management because I played sports in high school. So I looked into that. But I mean, I enjoy watching and playing sports, but I don't think I would want to like manage someone else playing sports or
Be the advisor for them or things like that?
yeah. So I looked into that, but I don't think that's really an interest of mine.
Okay.
As well as I looked into like what is it called? Aviation.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed traveling, and I thought like aviation, like I thought that maybe flying planes was for me. But then as I looked more into it, like I don't think like traveling all the time is something that fits best with my schedule. The life that I want to live. I don't want to be traveling all the time.
Okay. Well, it definitely seems like you've been spending a considerable amount of time exploring some careers. Have you ever talked to any teachers or looked at books or online resources for that kind of exploration?
Yeah, so I talked to my advisor about it, but my advisor really wasn't that helpful. They just told me that I needed to do my own research, and that's why I came here. Other than I read one book about some like going into owning your own business, and I really enjoyed it. But other than that, like I haven't really talked to too many people other than my advisor and reading that one book.
Okay. Do you think you could talk to have any of your business teachers talked about, do they own any businesses or know any people who own businesses that you might be able to talk to?
Yeah, so my entrepreneurship teacher does own a business, and he just told me like, well, he told the entire class that maybe owning a restaurant may be one of the hardest businesses to get into. So I was like, maybe that isn't for me.
You don't have to own a restaurant, it can be another kind of business, but yeah.
Yeah, I know whatever business I do decide that I want to go into, it's going to be hard regardless. But I know, like, when it comes to food, like, I know people are picky about their food, and as well as I am. So I just don't know if that food is the business that I want to go into.
Okay.
But I do like things like maybe like a nightclub or a social type of environment for people like that, those kind of businesses.
Okay, great. So now I want to talk to you a little bit about how to go about making a decision for yourself for your career. So have you come up with any of your own kind of plans to go about your career decision making, or is that where you're stuck?
Uh, I'm kind of stuck at this point. Um, I haven't really made any decisions. I am a business major, but I was trying to figure out, do I stay a business major, or is there something else out there for me?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay, well, um, yeah, we can definitely talk more about that further, and that's what we'll hopefully be able to help you out with today, and further meetings that we may have. So you already noted how you kind of have some ideas about you've done some more exploration about careers for yourself. How familiar are you with like the actual working experience of those occupations? Like, have you done any research about what it actually is like in the world of work for like a business professional, a pilot, any of those that you mentioned?
so like I said, I read a book on like owning your own business, and I know there's a ton of work that goes into that, like um, abiding by the state codes, bar code, like if it was like a social place, like state codes as well as like federal codes that you have to follow, and then like um, the amount of money that goes into owning a business, as well as like the work that like managing that business, so like accounting stuff, as well as like who's gonna do the construction for the business, like how am I gonna manage um, how much product we need and stuff like that. So I read a lot about the business environment, and that's why I kind of think that that's still where I want to go.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like other stuff like political science, like I know that being a lawyer like is not all about showing up to court and like getting someone off or helping them with a situation. But I do know that like in their downtime, they're doing a lot of writing, a lot of researching, and I mean, I have watched SVU and other things like that. Like I know that what we see on TV isn't the only thing that goes into being a lawyer. It's a lot of work, long hours, and a lot of research that goes into that. As far as being a pilot or something, I'm not really 100% sure of like what all that entails. All I know is like they're traveling a lot, and they have a lot of people's lives in their hands during that time.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, you definitely have a pretty sophisticated view of like what being a lawyer might entail. So that's good that you have that knowledge, but there's always more work that can be done. And it's good that you are coming in to just make sure, like, you're still a first year student and you know that there are other options and you want to make sure you're on the right path. So it's good that you're thinking ahead. So I guess the one other thing that we can talk about is how about information about like the occupation that you might want to enter. So like you said, like you've watched like the SVU shows and everything like that, and you know that's not all that there is to those occupations. But was there anything else that you weren't sure about with what it means to own a business, be a lawyer, or do you know how to get that information?
I think I need a little bit more information on like what goes into that, like maybe some websites that I can go to find out more about my career, or some books that I can read. I know that I just know that a lot of work goes into owning a business, and if I read more up on it, then I would be able to really solidify my decision on if business is for me or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I think another thing that I need to decide on is whether or not what type of business I want to go into. If I do decide to go stay in business, then and I know that owning a restaurant isn't for me. I need to really decide why owning a restaurant is not for me, and not just listening to what others have told me about owning a restaurant. So,
Great. Well, do you know how to get that kind of information?
No, I'm still trying to figure it out. I know, like, even though I'm a first year student, I know that I do have a lot of information about some things, but that's one thing that I don't have a lot of information about.
Okay.
So
That's good to know. Okay, well, what we can do from here is I recommend that you continue to talk to your teachers, consult books, online resources about these possible aspects for you. You still have some time. If you want to stick with business, you still have some time to switch your major as well without setting yourself too far behind. Do you know if your major requires an internship or not?
yes,
I think business does. So that would be a good opportunity for you as well to do an internship with business people to see what it's like actually being there and doing that kind of work.
Where can I find information on internships?
So you might want to seek out your academic advisor or talk to one of your faculty professors. You might have a faculty advisor as well that is assigned to you. Those are usually the people who help students link up with internships. You might even be able to do more than the ones that are required for your degree just to help you solidify those decisions. That's what I would mainly recommend to you at this moment. But what we can also do is I'm going to send you a link to the career development inventory. And what that is it's a grouping of, it's an online inventory. You'll be asked some questions, and it'll kind of assess where you are right now in your readiness to make a decision about your career. And then we can have another appointment where we talk about what that means for you. Have you been using, do you know what ONET is?
No, I do not.
Okay, well, that is a great online resource. It's basically an encyclopedia of occupations, and it gives you an overview of the education that's needed for the occupations. It gives you an idea of some day-to-day activities, what the job outlook looks like for those.
So it'll tell me, like, what I should do.
It'll give you an idea. No one's going to be able to, unfortunately, no one's going to be able to tell you what to do. It's still your decision. We're just going to be able to guide you to whatever that best decision is for you. So you can search up some of these ideas on ONET. It's just a website. It's just onet.org, I think. And like, it'll tell you if you need to get a master's degree more than your bachelor's degree, any additional education that you would need, any skill sets that you might be wanting to work on now for those occupations. And then I think that's definitely a good place to start.
Okay. So are you going to email me this information?
Yes, I will. I will email you the career development inventory, and I can also email you access to the ONET website as well. And then we can get started on you contacting some of your faculty professors about what your internships look like for your degree and seeing if that's where you want to go.
All right. So after I take this career interest inventory, what will happen?
So I will recommend that we schedule another appointment for after when you take that inventory so that we can go over that together and then come up with additional steps.
Okay.
Does that work?
That works for me.
Okay. Do you have any other questions for me today?
No, I do not. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Adriana. I will send you that information in a couple minutes, and then I look forward to seeing you soon.
All right. Have a good day.
You too.